So here we are with our detective agency. And you might notice that here in the beginning, we have two measures, and then we have this weird double bar line, which isn't really a double bar line. It looks a lot different from an ending double bar line. And this is just to tell you that this part here was basically the introduction to the song. And sometimes they use these special double bar lines to show you that that's the introduction. I think there was one in Woodchuck as well. So obviously you look at this opening section and you think, what a lot of eighth notes, what a lot of flats. Oh my gosh. So one of the things first off is probably to figure out exactly where you're going to play those flats. So this first flat here is a D flat. And I think you know that D flat is right there. Yep. And this piece also has B flat and A flat. Here's our B flat and here's our A flat. Okay. We also have an E flat a little bit later, which is here. So a fair number of black keys, which is why we get that whole step sound going from black key to black key. In the start here, we don't have a whole step, though. We have half steps. So, hi, Stan. So here we have the rhythm. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Right? So that's a pretty straightforward rhythm. Once we start here on the F, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and that sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. The next two bars here are exactly the same as the two you just played, except they're quiet. Now, we're going to go up to this top line here. So this is where it's important to remember the rule that once a note is flat, it stays flat. So this is E flat, this one's still E flat, and even this one's still E flat. Wow. This one's D flat, this one's still D flat. So E flat, E flat, E flat, D flat, D flat.
That's a D flat too.
Yes, that's a D flat too. But there's only the one there. We don't have to worry about others in the measure, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm really looking at the ones that don't have the flat sign in front of them. And this sounds like this. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and back to the beginning. Because you can see that this part here is the same as this, right? Yeah. So, and this part here, over here, is the same as what we did up at the top. And I think, okay, I'm just going to show you the very last line here. So this ends differently than this line up here. They're similar, but it's not exactly the same. So here we have okay, so nothing in there you can't do. My off button never works on this. And they say math.